Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It's December 31st, 2022, and we now know the three final names that Barcelona are currently considering as a replacement for Sergio Busquets in that pivot position. Also, Barcelona have now a new captain, and Tottenham Hotspur are insisting on signing the Ivorian midfielder Kessie. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and I apologize for not posting a video these past 2 days, but I was very sick with the flu and I'm finally starting to feel better, so I'm ready to bring you the most up-to-date Barca news in what will be the last video of the 2022 calendar year. Now, speaking of the new year, I would like to wish all of you a happy new year and may this new year bring you plenty of blessings. Now, I would also like to announce that once again, I will be raffling a Barcelona jersey to celebrate the new year. And just like the previous raffle, the winner will get to pick which Barcelona jersey they will get to take home, whether it's the home kit, away kit, or the third kit. They'll also get to choose what number and name will be printed on the back. And of course, they'll get to choose what size of jersey they'll get to take home. Now, all you have to do to participate in this raffle is to subscribe to the channel and to leave a comment on the video that I will post next Sunday after the Barcelona versus Atletico de Madrid match. Now, Barcelona did not end the year in the best way possible as they dropped points in their draw 1-1 against Espanyol, where the referee Mateo Lahoz once again did a horrendous job. Now, Barcelona had a great first half where the team played really well and where they created a lot of chances and a lot of opportunities. And I really enjoyed the lineup, specifically Marcos Alonso, who besides scoring Barcelona's only goal, and besides coming close to scoring a second goal and coming close to providing an assist, I really thought that Marcos Alonso was very solid defensively, and I was very impressed with his runs forward with the ball at his feet, breaking through the lines of Espanyol and assisting the Barcelona attack. Now, I can really see why Barcelona are currently reconsidering signing a left-footed center back, because they definitely have a great option in Marcos Alonso. Now, I also like Jordi Alba as well, and it's becoming very clear that what Jordi Alba was lacking all these past few seasons was some competition, because for the longest time, Jordi Alba was the undisputed starting left back because nobody was good enough to compete with him. And since Jordi Alba did not have any competition, he began to lose some form because there was no pressure on him and no motivation for him to perform better, because no matter how he performed in a single match, he knew he was going to start the following match because there was nobody good enough to take his place. Well, now that we have Alejandro Balde on the squad, who has shown us that he is more than good enough to take Jordi Alba's spot, we are finally starting to see that old Jordi Alba with some great performances like the one we saw today. Now, in the midfield, I really liked Frenkie de Jong in that pivot position. He seemed very good defensively and offensively as well, and he seemed to be holding the midfield pretty well. And I also enjoyed Gabi, who was making some pretty great runs to the box, coming in from behind, until he unfortunately had to abandon the field due to injury. Now, in the attack, I wasn't too impressed with Rafinha's match, where he lost a lot of balls and he wasn't too accurate with his final touch. But what I always like about Rafinha is his dedication to the match, where he plays every match like it's a final. And you can see that where in 1 second he will be by the Espanyol goal attacking, and the next second he'll be by the Barcelona goal assisting in the defense. Now, in regards to Ansu Fati, you can say the same thing, where he didn't have one of his best matches. He lost a lot of balls and wasn't too accurate in his final touches. But he did seem very involved in the match, and he was trying to dribble past defenders, and he was constantly trying to participate in plays. And even though it didn't work out every single time, it is good to see that Ansu Fati is regaining his confidence. And this is what we need to see him do so he can return to his form prior to his injuries. Now, Robert Lewandowski started this match even though he's supposed to be serving a 3-match ban, because an appellate court in Madrid has agreed to hear Barcelona's appeal in regards to Lewandowski's punishment. So they have decided to put his punishment aside for now and allow him to play those matches until they hear the case and render a final decision. This doesn't mean that Robert Lewandowski will not serve the 3-match ban. If the court ends up ruling that yes, he did deserve the 3-match ban, then Robert Lewandowski will serve them, but until that decision comes down, then Robert Lewandowski will be allowed to play with Barcelona. Now, as I said before, Barcelona had a great match where they were absolutely dominant and way superior to Espanyol, and that allowed them to go to the halftime winning by 1-0. And I do believe that Barcelona deserved a little more, and they should have scored at least one more goal during the first half. Now, the second half is when the problems began for Barcelona, because they relaxed and they reduced their intensity, and they started playing the second half like they were playing a friendly match, or like they were winning the match 5-0. And then that followed the penalty call against Barcelona, which was absolute bad luck, because Marcos Alonso was tracking the ball in the air and he accidentally steps on the heel of the Espanyol attacker, which resulted in a penalty kick and an Espanyol tie in the match 1-1. And right after that, the total circus began when Mateo Lahoz decided that he wasn't getting enough of the spotlight and he wasn't getting enough attention. So he began to handing out yellow cards left and right. He expelled Jordi Alba for talking to him. He expelled a player from Espanyol. He was handing yellow cards to the benches. He was arguing with everybody. He was fighting with everybody. And he was giving explanations to everyone. Now, in total, Mateo Lahoz ended up handing out 15 cards during this match, and this is the same ref who ended up setting a World Cup record when he handed out 18 cards during the match between Argentina and the Netherlands in the quarterfinals, and as a result, FIFA ended up sending this referee home. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, when they first announced that Mateo Lahoz was going to be the referee for this match, I said that it was going to be a terrible idea because Mateo Lahoz tends to turn peaceful matches into volatile ones, and the Catalan derby matches are usually very intense matches given the historical significance of this derby. And to have a referee that turns peaceful matches into volatile ones officiate a match that are usually intense already was going to be a terrible idea, and it's exactly what this was. It was a terrible idea because Mateo Lahoz lost complete control of the match, and I really can't believe that this clown is allowed to referee first division football matches. Now, I really hope that this horrendous performance by Mateo Lahoz gets him officially banned from refereeing in the Spanish league, because a good referee is supposed to be two things. First of all, a good referee is supposed to be invisible. It's supposed to go unnoticed. A good referee is supposed to rule by the book and not argue with anyone, not get into fights, or not give explanations to anyone. And second of all, a good referee is supposed to protect the integrity of the match. And none of these two things are Mateo Lahoz. First of all, Mateo Lahoz is not an invisible referee, not at all. He likes the attention, he likes the spotlight, he likes to make matches about him, he likes to argue with players, he likes to give explanations to everyone. And also, Mateo Lahoz does not protect the integrity of the sport. He likes to use the rules to protect his ego. You know, if a player gets a little bit mouthy with him, he gives them a yellow card. If he gets a little more mouthy, he'll give him a red card. Not because that's what the rule book says, but that's what Mateo Lahoz does to protect his own ego, to show the players that I'm bigger and more important than you. Now, regardless of this horrific performance by Mateo Lahoz, I believe that Barcelona erred because they did not start the second half playing with intensity and they relaxed too much. And I think it was the confidence that they got from the first half because they were way superior to Espanyol. And even though Barcelona did increase the intensity during the final 10 minutes where they created a lot more chances and a lot more danger, I believe that it was too late. And had the Barcelona started the second half playing the same way they played during the final 10 minutes, that Barcelona could have still won this match. Now, if you come from the second half winning by 1-0, you should be thinking about how you can finish this match as soon as possible by scoring the second, third, or even fourth goal. That way, you can secure the match and put those 3 points in the bag, because unexpected things do happen during matches. You know, a late penalty call against you or a bad referee could happen, and did happen in this match. And had Barcelona secured this match from the beginning of the second half, then none of this would have mattered. Now, despite dropping points, Barcelona are still on the top of the league. They are currently tied with Real Madrid with 30 points each. But thanks to the goal difference, Barcelona are still in first place. Now, Barcelona are set to face off against Intercity on Wednesday in the Copa del Rey. followed by the match against Atletico de Madrid on Sunday. Now on to the news that the Saudi club Al Nassr have entered the race for the signing of Sergio Busquets. Now Sergio Busquets is yet to make a final decision in regards to his future and whether he's going to leave Barcelona at the end of the season when his contract expires, or whether he's going to extend his contract with the club for one more season. Where it seems that the Saudi club Al Nassr have entered the race for Sergio Busquets, and they have informed the player that they are willing to offer him as much money as needed, and they're even willing to offer Barcelona a transfer fee to facilitate the move of Sergio Busquets to the Saudi league. Now this is the same club that have just announced the signing of Cristiano Ronaldo for 2 seasons, so it seems that the Saudi club are trying to make a name of themselves by signing these big players. Now speaking of Sergio Busquets, we now know the 3 final names that Barcelona are currently considering to replace Busquets in that pivot position. Now we've been talking about possible replacement for several months, and we have discussed so many names such as Ilkay Gundogan, Jorginho, Adam Barella, and so many more names that I can't even recall all of them. But we now have confirmation that Barcelona are considering only 3 names as possible replacement for Sergio Busquets. Now the first name on this list is Real Sociedad's midfielder Martin Zubimendi, who is Xavi's #1 option to replace Sergio Busquets. However, the club considered that with a €60 million release clause, this signing will be impossible because the club cannot afford to pay that much money. Now the second name on this list is N'Golo Kante, who will become a free agent starting in the summer of 2023. And it's reported that this is Matteo Alemani's favorite option to replace Sergio Busquets. However, it seems that Xavi and some members of the board of directors are doubtful about the signing of Kante because of his physical state, given that Kante has been dealing with a lot of injuries as of late, and he has missed the World Cup, and he's actually going to be missing the Premier League action until February. Now the third name on the list is Ruben Neves, who is the Sporting Committee's favorite option, and his agent Jorge Mendes has already put a deal in place that would allow the player to make a move from Wolverhampton to Barcelona. And this move is only pending the green light from Xavi, who is reportedly not convinced that Ruben Neves will be a good option for that pivot position. Now, in my personal opinion, considering these 3 names, I think that Ruben Neves will be eventually the player who will arrive in Barcelona, because as I just said, Martin Zubimendi is impossible for the club given his €60 million release clause. And in regards to Kante, there's already talks about him possibly extending his contract with Chelsea. And as far as Ruben Neves, he is young. It would also be a very easy deal for Barcelona because all they would have to do is pick up the phone and Ruben Neves would be at the club the next day. But I do want to hear from you. Who do you think is going to end up in Barcelona in place of Sergio Busquets out of this list? So please drop a comment down below. Now on to the news that Barcelona have a 4th captain, and that captain is Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Now Barcelona have 4 captains, and ever since the departure of Gerard Piqué, that left one slot open, and after a voting that took place by the players and the coach, Barcelona have decided that their 4th captain is going to be Marc ter Stegen. So Barcelona's 4 captains are now Sergio Busquets, Sergio Roberto, Jordi Alba, and Marc ter Stegen. Now I'm very happy that Marc ter Stegen has become a Barcelona captain because he definitely deserves it. He's been at the club for quite some time, and he's been with Barcelona through thick and thin, through the good times and through the bad times, and he's always shown good leadership skills on and off the field. So congratulations to Marc ter Stegen, and I can't wait to see him on the field with that captain armband. Now on to the news that Tottenham Hotspurs are insisting on signing the Ivorian midfielder Franck Kessie. Now Franck Kessie hasn't been getting much playing time with Barcelona, and as such, several clubs have declared their interest in signing the Ivorian midfielder. And despite Barcelona saying that they're not interested in selling the player, Tottenham Hotspur are insisting on signing him, and they have offered Barcelona €15 million. Now the player has made it very clear through his agent that he has no intention in leaving the club during the winter transfer market, and Xavi has instructed the club not to sell Kessie in the winter transfer market because he wants to give the player more time to adapt and see if he can succeed at the club. So this doesn't mean that Barcelona are not going to consider the sale of Kessie next summer, This only means that as of now, Frank Kessie will be staying put at the club until the end of the season. Now, before ending this video, I would like to comment on something that I was too sick to comment on because it happened 2 days ago, and that is that Edson Arantes do Nascimento, also known as Pelé, passed away at the age of 82. And I would like to say rest in peace to the king of football, and my condolences to his family and to all of his fans. And just know that Edson Arantes do Nascimento has passed away, but not Pelé, because legends don't die. Now we will end today's video with 2 brief updates. The first one is that it's been revealed that 2 players helped Endrick reach his decision to sign for Real Madrid. And those players are Vinicius Jr. and Cristiano Ronaldo, who reportedly contacted Endrick through social media and told him that the best club to join for him will be Real Madrid. Now, I don't know how much influence this had over the player, because after all, Barcelona did not join the race for Endrick because they simply could not afford the exorbitant fee that Palmeiras were asking for their young star. Now, the second update is that Luis Suarez has signed a 2-year contract with the Brazilian club Grêmio. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I'd like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.